God, this feels so much better than my one. Ooh! Yeah, we're low riding now. Sorry, Mark, I've probably completely taken the feel out of your driving position by completely messing it up and putting it in my driving position, which is as far down as possible and as far back as possible, because G-unit status, obviously. Right, what's up guys? So today you join me from the driver's seat of a 2003 E46 320D Touring. Now, this is my buddy Mike's car, and we actually met through FYD, through the clothing. He initially bought something, so we started talking about his car. He had an E46, I had an E46. Now, the first thing I wanted to do to this car was drive it through a little town, and I wanted to get used to the clutch and the way the car sort of felt through city driving. And I must say, it poodles very nicely. I haven't actually driven a diesel BMW with a manual gearbox, and I really like this one. It's able to sort of drop through the gears very nicely. The clutch feels so good, especially when you're sort of going through town, having to change gear a lot, put the clutch down, you know, stop start driving. So I'm very impressed with the clutch on this. It's got a good feel to this car as well. Obviously, jumping from my E46 into this one is a prime example in my opinion. It's a lot cleaner, it's got a lot more gadgets on it, got a lot better feel to it. I like the silver trim all around it. I love the leather seats as well, they feel good. Now, for a while myself, I've actually wanted to try out one of these estates because I think personally they're really good value for money at the moment. With the diesel engine, this is obviously a 320D, so you've got the 2-litre turbo engine producing around 150 brake horsepower. It's still enough brake horsepower for you to, you know, motor on how you wish. You know, if you wanted to take it on the motorway, it's still got enough grunt to get you to any speed you fancy, really, legally, and still produce a good MPG figure. Now, as I cycle through the trip computer, this car's actually doing 34 MPG around town. Now, that's really good in my opinion, considering the amount of stop-start driving you'll do in our towns. So I think that's a really good MPG figure. He actually does get around 50 to 55 on the motorway as well, so that's still a good figure, and that's when you're sort of jamming your foot down a bit to get where you want to get to. Obviously, in my E46, I've actually got the cloth interior, which I'm not the biggest fan of, if I'm honest. I don't think the support is there in the seats. They feel very, very basic, but in this one, leather interior feels fantastic to the touch and very, very comfortable when you're cruising around doing your daily duties. This has also got the 6-speed gearbox as well, so you're able to drop it in 6th and just cruise along with no wind noise, no engine noise, no nothing. Now, problems you will encounter that I've heard so far from these. Now, my E46 actually has a little bit of bubbly rust on the rear arches, and it's something that I've noticed in a lot of these. This one is ridiculously clean, so it hasn't got that, which is fantastic to see, but that is definitely something to look out for if you're willing to buy one of these. So guys, let's have a look around at this BMW E46 Touring. Now, of course, this being the 2003 is actually the facelift version, so it has the different lights, it has the different front bumper, it has actually a different grille, a bonnet and stuff to it as well. A lot wider than my E46, so you can't really tell, if I'm honest, from just looking at one, but if you put them next to each other, you can definitely tell there's quite a big difference. Personally, I actually prefer these to my shape, if I'm honest. The lights, the bumper looks a lot smoother, the grills just looks a lot better. It just looks like a nicer car in my opinion. Now, coming around the side, obviously you've got the nice 320D wheels, 17-inch with Dunlop tyres. They are very good, very, very impressed with those. So if you're going to go for a nice set of tyres, go for those one, the Sport Max RT. Very, very good tyres those. Obviously tinted windows from the standard. I prefer tinted windows on any car though. Roof rails, I do actually like the roof rails on these. I think it works really well. It's nice to see the design point, you know, encompassing the whole car into the roof rack. I actually prefer the estates as well. I like the coupes, but I don't know, I just like bigger cars. I actually prefer this over the 4-door as well, if I'm honest. Only because I like big cars. It's just because I'm weird, if I'm honest. This one obviously hasn't got the dodgy rear arches that my one has, so definitely look out for that if you're willing to buy one. This one is in mint condition though, in my opinion. It's pristine in comparison to my one, so it's like driving basically a completely different car. Obviously in this one, the benefits are that you have rear doors, so you can get your child in there. You have this nice armrest with cup holders, which I think is very cool. You've still got more than enough room for another adult in there, even with my seat in a very stupid position. So that's very good. Coming around the back now, if you press this button, it has a little shopping chute, I'm going to call it, where you're able to lift the rear glass up and just put your shopping in from the floor into the back of the car. This is a good idea, so you don't have to take the whole boot up just to get a little bit of shopping in there. So big shout out to BMW for that one. I like that idea. Obviously with this being an estate, the benefits are massive with the whole boot space thing. One thing to note though is that the floor, I think, in the estates are quite high because it's obviously rear wheel drive, all that business, but it has more than enough room. It's just relatively, I'd say, shallow. Is the boot floor is very shallow, but you're more than happy to get a little doggy in there, so that's fine. Now let's have a little jump inside the car. You're greeted with a very beautifully looking modern contemporary interior, in my opinion. You've got these lovely leather seats, which are a lot better than my cloth ones. You've got this nice silver interior on this one. Looks a lot more cleaner than the black that I've got in mine. This one obviously benefits from a very nice armrest, which I'm a big fan of. And as you can see, this one has got a cutout for the handbrake, which is a good shout. Jumping inside the car, you close the door. Now the steering wheel, you've got your cruise control this side, so you're able to put it on and off. You're able to go up and down the speeds with your thumb, which is a pretty cool idea. You've got your stereo and you can talk to it this side, up and down, radio stations, all that sort of good stuff. This one has the climate control as a tape player in front, but has a 6-disc changer in the boot. So a little first and second gear pull for us. And there's the speed limit. So although it's a 2-litre turbo diesel, it's still quick enough to get you to your desired speed in no time at all. And you could do all of this, put it into 6th, have your kids in the back, have the dog in the boot, and just cruise everywhere at like 40 mpg. And especially for the money, budget wise, you've got to remember these are, or can be, cheap these days. Obviously the cheaper ones are going to have higher mileage and you're going to have rusty arches and all this sort of stuff, but if your price limit is only to there, then you're more than happy to take that car, aren't you? Let's be honest. You're able to have this sort of car as a daily in that price bracket. And also, if you really wanted to, whack the boost up, weld the diff and become a drift car. Why not? I think this guy in his little sports car here is not impressed with the grass cutting guys along here. So Z4 on a nice little road, or a diesel estate on a nice little road. You be the judge. See-wise, what you got to remember is I'm at the speed limit, 60 miles an hour along here. He is in a sports car and he is no further down the road than I am, which calls to my mind the question, why would you do that to yourself? I don't actually think he's going any faster round any corners than this car can, because with these Dunlop tyres you're able to throw it into the corner and it just grips straight round. He's only there? Come on mate, it's bloody Z4! It's a shame to have a little sports car like that in someone like that's hands, isn't it, really? And he didn't stop for the roundabout, that was naughty. Oh, we have a cyclist on our hands, yay! I know I give cyclists a hard time, but, you know, you're doing better than I am, because I wouldn't do that. Oh, we've got another cyclist. See, I don't really like overtaking cyclists because of this one fact. He wants to have it large around every corner, and you know, he is coming into the middle of the road, which is a bit of a shame. And obviously if you want it to make choo-choo noises, take the exhaust out and it'll make all the good noises you want it to, and you'd still be in this lap of luxury cruising around with your arm on the armrest, your cruise control on, a bit of whatever, Backstreet Boys, gangster rap, Celine Dion, Bring the Horizon, whatever you fancy. Obviously, where this isn't my car, I don't really want it ran over by a bloody tractor. Even if it was my car, I didn't want to be run over by a bloody tractor. You want to get over? Yeah, right, cheers mate, thank you very much. He's rather close, rather close. So guys, hope you like the video. Make sure you like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers guys. Talk! So guys, I must put this on the end of this video, if I'm honest. I have never, ever come back to my car and someone's cleaning it when I want to shoot. I cannot thank Mike enough, honestly. It just shows there's nice people in the world still. It really does, and that's the whole idea of this video. I wanted it to be more of a, you know, showcasing how nice people can be, especially when they've got, you know, a nice car like that. It's clean, it should have the, you know, appreciation, because he loves that car. It's a nice car, you know, it does everything he wants, it does everything his family wants, you know, so it's great to see such nice people are still out there in the world. Prior to me actually doing the shoot, he came out with 2 rock stars, as you can see here. I've modelled on the BMW, and yeah, he gave me those while wearing one of my limited edition Evo t-shirts that he bought. I can't thank him enough. I really can't thank him enough, and I want to, you know, promote, you know, being nice to people, and, you know, it's the little things that count, you know. I come back and find out that this piece of shit that I do not give a fuck about is being cleaned by someone that cares, and it's nice enough to do that sort of thing. So he also gave me these centre caps for the wheels, and if we jimmy around the front, he also gave me these grills, which, you know, that's so nice. That's cost him hard-earned cash to buy that. And I said, no, sell them on, don't worry. And he was like, well, no, I want your car to look good. It's, do you know what I mean? Like, people will hopefully get this, and, you know, it's just nice to see nice people. That's what it is. So anyway guys, I hope you like the car, I hope you like the video. Make sure you like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers guys.